Ever since Hill 881 and 861, you feel something in the air about the buildup. I don't know, you could almost feel them working around you at night.
Dear Ellen, we've really been preparing for this all-out offensive by the Gooks. I guess you might have read about it in the papers. There's supposed to be a truce in Vietnam during the Chinese Tet New Year. Khe Sanh is the only area not observing it because of the buildup. I'll try to write again soon. Love, Jim.
Dear Mom and Dad, I guess by now you're worried sick over my safety. Khe Sanh village was overrun, but not the combat base. The base was hit, and hit hard by artillery, mortars, and rockets. All my gear and the rest of the company's gear was destroyed. I am unhurt and have not been touched, but with all the death and destruction I've seen in the past week, I've aged greatly. I feel like an old man now. I've seen enough of war and its destruction. I'm scared by it, but not scared enough to quit. I'm a Marine, and I hope someday to be a good one. Please pray for us all here at Khe Sanh. Your son and Marine, Kevin.
It's Tet, the Oriental New Year, and it's a new war. The Viet Cong simultaneously attacked just about every major city and town in South Vietnam. In one day, they increased the scope of the war dramatically. Howard Tuckner was there.
The war came to Saigon early in the morning of January 31st. The first target was the symbol of the American presence in Vietnam, the United States Embassy. About 20 Viet Cong had invaded the embassy compound and were now battling American Marines and military police. The Viet Cong had penetrated to the center of what was supposed to be the most secure city in Vietnam.
The hardest part of it? Not knowing where they are, that's the worst thing. Riding around and running the sewers and the gutters anywhere. Be anywhere. Just hope you can stay alive from day to day. Everybody just wants to go back home and go to school. That's about it.
You lost any friends?
Quite a few. We lost one the other day. The whole thing stinks, really.
Awful sick of it. I'll be so glad to go home. I don't know. It's the worst area we've been in since I've been in Vietnam.
You think it's worth it?
Yeah, I don't know. They say we're fighting for something. I don't know.
a lot of speculation up here in the hill that ultimately we may have to use nuclear weapons. What can you say on that subject?
I do not think that nuclear weapons will be required to defend Khe Sanh.
Yeah, that's what gets me.
That's not the way we're supposed to do it.
We're supposed to be hard chargers, man. We're supposed to go out and get them. I think if they pull a good search and destroy up here, we could clear them out.
Well, I don't know. You get out there 50 feet and you're lost already in the jungle. I mean, it looks pretty clear from here.
It's just a constant siege here, and you don't know exactly when the incoming's coming, and you don't know how much it's going to be from day to day. And
how would you compare it to other places that you've served in Vietnam?
Well, this is the worst I've been at. It's you just most of the time you can't get anything done because there's too much incoming. You can't get out much at all. It's just too dangerous to get out, and it just gets on your nerves. That's all.
Either that or just had a B-52s go up one side, back.
The only thing they hit is the ground.
Dear Dad and Mom. Well, they haven't got me yet. I'm sitting here in my new bunker underground with many sandbags and metal skids between me and the surface. But the men and I will be all right no matter what comes. We are all well, and morale is high. You know, I've never really regretted coming over here. Even yesterday when my favorite turd got it. The little guy with my platoon sergeant's radio man. I really loved the kid. He was the hardest little worker, and never complained, do anything for you. After they had taken him away, it almost kicked my ass, as the saying goes. I almost cracked. But there were 75 others to worry about, and I snapped myself out of my cheap civilian wool and got back to work. Well, you learn every day the mistakes you're making, and the biggest one is to get too attached to any one person. Not over here, at least. Things happen so quickly, and one minute he's fine, and the next, he's not. But old Don is pretty lucky, knock on wood. Now home I'll come, I'm sure. Maybe after we wipe them up here, they'll go to the bargaining tables and we can come home. All of us. Love, Don.
Once I was a soldier, and I fought on foreign sands for you. Once I was a hunter, and I brought home fresh meat for you. Once I was a lover, searched behind your eyes for you. And soon there'll be another to tell you I was just alive. And sometimes I wonder, just for a while,
Dear Aunt Fanny, this morning one of my men turned to me and pointed a hand filled with cuts and scratches at a plant with soft red flowers and said, "That's the first plant I've seen today that didn't have thorns on it." The plant was also representative of Vietnam. It is a country of thorns and cuts, of guns and marauding, of little hope and of great failure. Yet in the midst of it all, a beautiful thought, gesture, and even person can arise among it, waving bravely at the death that pours down upon it. Someday this place will be burned by napalm, and the red flower will crackle up and die among the thorns. Yet that flower will always live, of a tired, wet Marine.
Sometimes I wonder just for a while, will you ever remember me? Remember me.
With American sons in the field far away,